All right, well, let's bring in our panel here as we count you down. Betsy McCoy is the former lieutenant governor of New York, Trump supporter. Bakari Sellers, CNN commentator, former South Carolina state representative, Hillary Clinton supporter. Mark Preston, our executive politics editor, and Jackie Kucinich, CNN political analyst and Washington bureau chief for the Daily Beast. Mark, you have been saying, and you know, it was interesting, James Fallows from The Atlantic was talking about if you want to know who wins or loses, watch without the sound on.
Right.
And he says, of course, as a citizen, please watch with the sound on. But the point is, you can, and you know, it's funny when you think back, of course, to the famous Kennedy-Nixon debate, if you heard but didn't see. But in this case, it's watch without the volume. You're going to be looking for that.
Right. I mean, it's all about body language, and this is a television event, and we're talking about upwards of 100 million people watching it on television. The number's going to be so much wider globally. And then let's not take into account this fact who's going to watch it online, and then all of it being cut up and sent around very quickly. I just think that the body language and how they react to one another, and if they're able to do it in a way that looks professional and it doesn't look like the opponent is getting under their skin, is extremely important.
And Jackie, it's easy to say that. People say, okay, so you control your reactions. That's fine if you're going to be on for 6 minutes and there's 12 other people on stage, or it's fine if it's a shorter debate or you have commercial breaks. This is 90 straight minutes. Nobody can truly, maybe John Brennan from the CIA,
right,
like that can control their, control their expression.
Just ask Al Gore with the sighs and the eye rolls and everything that he did during his first debate that sort of, I mean, it really set the tone for the rest of that election. Those nonverbal things really do matter. And one of the things Hillary Clinton is going to have to watch is that she maintains that Donald Trump should be on the stage with her, not roll her eyes, not seem that, because there is this, why am I losing to this guy, or why am I tied with this guy? She's got to put a lid on that tonight.
Bakari, do you agree?
Well, I think Hillary Clinton has to do something that is sometimes more difficult for Hillary Clinton, which is to inspire people. I don't think she's worried about being knocked off her perch by Donald Trump's policy chops. That's not going to happen. But she does have to explain to people why she's running for president of the United States. And one of the things that can get her off her game tonight is if Donald Trump continues to do what he did in his campaign, which is lie. And Hillary Clinton's going to have to be able to deal with those lies day in, day out. Whether or not you're talking about Iraq, whether or not you're talking about Syria, whether or not you're talking about the Trump Foundation.
She is the queen of lying.
Those lies are going to be something that will have the to knock her off, especially if she has to fact check as they go.
She is the queen of lying, and what voters want to hear from her tonight is why she told her staff to erase thousands of work-related emails when she was Secretary of State. They, in fact, had to get immunity from the FBI to even talk about what they did.
Okay.
I can just tell you, as a former lieutenant governor, as someone who's run a not-for-profit and been in business, when I left any of those positions, I did not erase my record in that job. Honest people don't do that.
All right, look, that is going to be an issue tonight, the emails. We know that for sure. On the just pure issue of lying, at least the analysis that has been done in and out recently, there is no comparison. Donald Trump has said a lot more things that are untrue than Hillary Clinton says. That is the reality of it.
No, it isn't. It's just what the liberal media reports. She lies from the moment she gets up in the morning till the moment she goes to bed.
We have doing well. You're doing good. You're doing well. You see what Lester Holt has to deal with?
What do you do? I mean,
can I help you here?
Yes.
Can I just jump in? Listen, she has her own honest and trustworthy issues.
Yes, she does.
Lieutenant Governor, the facts are the facts. I mean, and the facts are the facts. They just don't lie.
The facts don't lie. She turned the State Department into a cash machine to benefit her family foundation.
But wait a second. That's different than lying. I mean, the abject
I'm sorry. It's theft. It's theft.
Okay, first of all, no such thing has ever been proven. Right. Okay, so let's just be clear on that.
But here's what can't happen.
But what hopefully will not happen, though, is what just happened right here.
Right.
I don't think that people want to see it devolve into that, which it could. And that would be a disservice, not just to the viewers, but also how would that play?
And that's the thing, that these two people want to tell the voters why they should be president, not why the other person is a mess. And so if this devolves into a food fight of your emails, you lie all the time, well, then, people might just turn off their TVs. Maybe they'll vote for Gary Johnson. Maybe they'll vote for Jill Stein. It's not good for either of them. They both need, they both need to have a positive message. Tell people.
And you know what, actually, on that point, you mentioned Gary Johnson and Jill Stein. Majority of American people, Mark, think that they should be on that stage. And the reason the majority of the American people think that, I believe, is because a lot of people don't like Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump, right? They're not voting for one, they're voting against the other. So they want to see the others on the stage?
I think the American public likes the idea of options. Okay,
Right.
it's like going to the cafeteria, a little this, a little this, a little that.
Yeah.
The problem though with Jill Stein and Gary Johnson is that clear rules were created and they were not able to meet the rules. I mean, so while people will say that, they're not willing to offer their support to them to get them to the threshold in public polling. I mean, which is unfortunate for them, but it's the reality.
If I may, I just wanted to get back to something that we should look for tonight. I anticipate one is that, and I believe, Mark, you actually said this earlier, but I believe that Donald Trump is not going to be the Donald Trump that was just a part of this conversation that we were having here. It's not. He's going to be very, very, for lack of a better term, kind of sedated and just kind of, not the same combative Donald Trump that we've seen. But what I believe Hillary Clinton's going to do is I believe Hillary Clinton's going to attack the core of his message, which is make America great again. And she's going to have to show why America is great today. Mm-hmm. And she's going to have to be able to take the audience from one place to another, which, again, we haven't seen much of on this campaign trail.
And that's going to be very tough to do when Americans are earning less now than they did in 2007.
That's also not true because wages have grown since we've had the highest wage growth since 1999. But that's the point.
It still hasn't gotten back to 2007.
But if Donald Trump continuously interrupts, like what we're seeing here, then it's going to be a really long day.
Donald Trump wants a fair shake. He wants a fair shake. And what Americans need to know is that Hillary Clinton is predicting under her economic plan that the nation will grow at 2% per year. We can't afford that anymore. Donald Trump's plan will offer tax cuts to all Americans except the mega rich. Hillary Clinton's plan will tax hikes, recession, and very low growth.
I anticipate you'll have to explain that tonight.
Look, you have a field day with an economic conversation here.
He can explain
that. The plan would add more debt, even though he says debt is an issue.
Yeah.
Look, there's issues here.
Americans
This is not an
need a
economic
wage
conversation.
hike. Americans need to make more money, and he's going to ask Americans, what's in your wallet?
All right. Thank you all. Betsy Bakari.